high school brat. I don't like the Hodge twins. I knew before they was Trump supporters. They was some fake pro-black coons. I would call it like it is. So no different than Umar Johnson. My different position of voting for Trump is not. I'm not all mega. Okay. I feel that a lot of people forget that in the Democrat Party, we have puppets who work for the Trump supporters. We have people who are using Democrat titles to win votes and then do things that white supremacists want to see it. And they use their color, whether it be African, Hispanic, Asian, Eastern, mix, whatever, do it. So that's why I voted for Trump to get revenge on the people who did it, because they're not truly Democratic. They're truly Democratic. They usually get threatened. They usually don't get support from other Democrats. One particular person I voted for as well, Lena Hidalgo. Judge Hidalgo is a true Democrat. She does care about the people in Harris County. And you see what's going on with my stalker's other friend. And I know this is not 10, the stalker from Phoenix, Arizona, is friends with Judge Israel Garcia because he's a criminal as well. His friend Agent Garcia, who's commission court, used to be sheriff department sheriff before Ed Gonzalez came and took his place. Him and Leslie Bionis and shot at her too are now team of a Ramsey against Lena Hidalgo. So that's Houston, Harris County politics. I'm just letting you know that when I vote for Republican, it's usually because we have a Democrat that's not truly Democrat. And Kamala Harris was not. She put people locked up in jail who did not deserve to be in jail. She did a lot of evil things in California, and I'm glad I did my research before trying to go for the bitch. And I call her a bitch because she's not a respect on my end, okay? Now let's get to the subject about this video of the Hodgkins. Well, I know when they was out here claiming they pro-black and just because I'm light-skinned with green eyes, I'm not mixed, that type of pro-whack black national bullshit like Umar Johnson. I'm gonna follow that bullshit as well, okay? So anyway, got all these five multiracial African American French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Native American. I can care less people who don't see me as mixed. I go by my multiracial background. That's what the hell I am. Now, we have a girl. I think it's Aiken. It's out there from the South. That's not, if it's Ohio, that means Western, wherever they are. It's a mostly white male dominant school. Okay. And I'm not going to defend the sister, but I'm not going to defend the white man who was the police officer and the principal. And yes, I will admit that she was wrong to put her hands on the white man, the principal, whatever. But the arrogant southern talk, like we finally got a nigger to abuse, I can discern. This is the reason why I tell African people stop ignoring your white ancestry, because you get a psychology, because many of us came past for white, based on spirit and discernment and knowing this in your roots. You can discern what white supremacy is, not by just dealing with it, but on their end. You are a descendant of European. I am too, besides African indigenous. So if I was 100% white and I had a title of oppressor, you gotta put them in your shoes. You put yourself in their shoes and see how their limbs are, even though we can't pass. Learn the psychology and the pathology of white supremacy so you can understand how to deal with it and how to fight it. Because in this case, this dark-skinned sister, even if she's dark and looks pure black, she not has a white ancestry and African ancestry like all of us do. But if her mother, I don't know how her mother complexion is, dark skin or brown or too bright, I don't know what the hell her mama looked like, or her dad, someone should have told her her history, the black part of this and white part, and she know how to conduct herself from these white men, because I can tell by the sermon they just happy to get a nigger to get in trouble, okay, so they can do their thing. So she was acting a fool. No, I'm not defending her side. She was acting a fool, acting ratchet at the school and acting entitled. But judging by those men in the video, something tell me they did something to piss her off. And it turned the cameras on for her to act a fool so they can look like they're handling business, because it's based on a town level voice It's a southern twang. Oh, we just got a nigger to get in trouble, so therefore we're going to abuse and treat her and be in her place. Let's let her act a fool as an excuse. Because if you know about the 13th Amendment, 13th Amendment did not ban slavery, only on a plantation, prison, and slavery. So when you act a fool and you acting out of character, they use it as an excuse to get you in trouble so they can penalize you and treat you like the nigger on the plantation. So that's why I'm using the N word to get you a historical idea. When you don't discern this and you don't study your roots, you're not gonna get an idea. Because one thing I learned my white ancestry, I had to learn the pathology and the psychology and still learning. I don't know everything, but I know a lot how to deal with an enemy is trying to oppress you. One thing sister girl don't understand, you acting a fool gives them an excuse in their eyes to put you in that prison or that juvenile and treat you like a nigger on a plantation. We know what goes on, we hear what goes on, because never prison and going to be. What goes on in prison, in jail, and why would you act a fool and act entitled? What pissed me off in the video when she got the mother involved, the principal said, or whatever, I don't know how to talk to her. She called the office, meaning he had something planned for her to go through. Because if you are a parent, if you are a principal or teacher, remember, you are responsible for that kid at school, not at home. Her mama has to deal with her, and if her mama's abusive or not a good parent, we'll call her a mammy. So you gotta talk to her. Is she a good mother, a bad mother, a mammy, and see why her daughter's acting a fool because she can't out of her pussy. I'm gonna be nasty up here. I see what I see, okay? So if she acting disruptive in school, you're supposed to talk to the parent on the phone. I can't hear. Yes, you can. That's what got me thinking this was a plot. And like I say, sister girl, you need to stop acting a fool, okay? I'm not gonna sit and give you no chance because you got black heritage. No, you acted a fool in the video, and I'm not perfect. I understand that, but when you get to learn your roots, and you need to do learn your roots, the white party, even though you too dark, you still mixed up. Learn that you know how to deal with your cousins, our cousins that in that video who don't think us as one of them because you know what happened back in slavery. You are here acting a ratchet fool. There in their eyes, oh, we got a nigger to be abused, and we're gonna put her in jail and treat her like a nigger on the plantation. If you had that in your head, you say, hold on, let me stop acting a fool into the servant, because it'll give them a reason to try to put me in jail and do something else that is be unlawful and cannot prove, or maybe try to cover up if you can't prove, meaning official oppression, law violation. And that's exactly what they were looking for. They was wanting you to act it was provoking, antagonizing you. This what got me thinking this video is not all correct because yes, she acting dumb and stupid. I'm gonna say you are, sister girl, you are. But they acting dumb and stupid. They trying to find a reason to get validation from society to say this why they don't, 13% of the criminals that blah blah stereotype. Okay, so I cannot give you any credit and cannot defend you, sister girl. But I'm not gonna defend the white men either because I know 9-10 what they plot. Now, of course, I don't know what I know to expect. Okay, because based on the tagination, because as soon as you start acting a fool, they could escort you out. Okay, and if the mother's on the phone, he could demand your mother to come to the school to get you out of school and say you cannot come back anymore. Because she's responsible for you. You're still underage acting a fool, right? And she has to deal with you. So if the mother's on the phone, that's why I got to say, hold up, that's not right. Because usually, and I am 46 years old, yes, your parents on the phone. The school demand that parent let me talk to the principal and the cop because my child acting a fool. And we want the mother because we need to be parental intervention because she's responsible for her behavior until she turned 18. So since she acting a fool in the school, the best thing to do is to tell her to leave. She refused to leave. Okay, well guess what? So we let her ass stay in school. But she ain't acting fool. We just put her on camera, let her act all fool and temp potentials is the excuse to get her out of here, and then get her parent, because that's who's responsible for the adult, to come take her ass out of school. I had to go there, okay? Because I could not defend her behavior, and I could not defend the white racist ass motherfuckers because I can tell they a bunch of 9, 10 clan affiliated or clan mentality if they're not with a clan. Okay, because I don't know the person, but I can just look and tell based on patterns. That's what I'm going by. Okay. You act the fool until you put your hands on him. They was provoking and antagonize you, knowing that you have a mental and anger issue to get you pissed off so you can put your hands on that man and they can use it as an excuse to beat you, mistreat you. Now, of course, they didn't beat because we in here, I see all the video is edited before the harsh twins got a hand to it, but we can tell in a way, and we predict that we're not there, what's going to happen. And this young lady needs to learn to stop acting a fool because they looking for any excuse to put you out of school so you can be the next thug at. Okay? They now want to see you. They love the fact you acting a fool. They love the fact you gotta understand. This is the problem that some of our people are all of African thinking. You know, we all have anger issues. Everybody of every race have anger issues. But when you try to make a situation, of course, she wouldn't call herself a nigga, but she got where she get that bad behavior from? Some hood back in the hood. Maybe her mama, and maybe her mama, somebody her family gave her that scandal, okay, to act a hood rat. But white supremacists are saying, yes, we want them to act like these niggers, to act like thugs and hood rats, because I'm going to justify my racism by using the system against them. And until you actually understand, maybe, oh, let me stop acting a fool because they're going to use that against me. Maybe, hold on, let me stop being a little ratchet because, you know what I'm saying, because they'll use it against me. That's what should came in your head because they want to use that as an excuse, and that's why I cannot defend you. The mother, I can't judge her, but, you know, many people suspect that, okay, that if she acting that way, her mama's acting that way. And if her mama's not acting that way, that means something about her family that she getting close by her neighborhood, she picked that behavior from, because she ain't no more acting like that. But it goes back to white men. I don't know those white men, but what got me, when she said, here's my mama on the phone, you can hear the mother. I don't hear her, so I can hear a little southern time. I don't hear her because I don't care, because before I talk to her, I got something to give you. And it means something an ass will be back in the plantation and segregation days. And that's what came in my head. Okay, you about to do something to this child that you don't want the mother or the public and that camera know what's going on. Okay? Because I tell you, you need to read history. People do suffer through a lack of knowledge. And that's one thing. Okay? And I can say that too because I learn much as I can about laws and what police who are corrupt do. That's they trust me. All I gotta do is hit the penal code 39.0 and it fix their face. Or say I do color law violation and they know I do. They see me on going to the FBI website and the Department of Justice. That's why Judge Gonzalez, your bitch ass. Okay, I don't have to threaten your ass. Like the stock on your line, that out there, I ain't think your ass out there your career, because you deserve to lose your job being unethical, bitch. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I could act ugly in court on the phone, you know what I'm saying, deal with the stock back 2023. But on my end, on my platform, I act ugly, okay? This is freedom of speech, okay? But the truth of the matter is, you thought because you're young, they're not going to do nothing to you. You thought, and I can't defend. No, I got on sister girl because it pissed me off how she was acting. But she don't understand. And no, I know what y'all not doing. Have a talk with your kids. Now, this is what I have a problem with. Do not teach these kids, and I'm not no one's parent. I get it. If I'm going to give you advice, you can take it or leave it. That this goes on, but interpret it as being a victim. Interpret it to be the big third. Yes, this goes on, but we're going to overcome that. We're going to overwin that. Okay, because I'm tired of hearing, well, I got to teach my child not to wear this and that, and the white child can do that. And I'm like, well, then we got to leave the country because I ain't trying to have my future kids be treated like slaves. Okay, I want to be equal like everybody else. And they can't be equal. We got to leave this country, go someplace else. Okay, so, or either if we're going to teach that, fight the rights for their future so they can have the rights, like our ancestors did. But somebody don't want to do that stuff because they're too slow, do it, too scared. But then you want to have all that mouthpiece when we have someone like me who's renegade to go against that stuff, against the power. Someone that got balls who gets the power. Half y'all don't have balls. Half y'all weak. Okay, weak mind, but you have all that mouth going against the person who going against the power. That's what's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell y'all, we gotta learn our roots and include the white side, because the white side will give you some education about how they operate, how they are. Because remember, it's in our bloodline, it's in our DNA, and we can't deny who the hell we are because the white man say so. He put his dick in the pussy and during slavery, where it was through rape or consent, because you had some people consent trying to make a baby. And yes, it is. There was people realized, and shout out to H.O. Ramirez Jordan. He made a documentary about this. That the mammy on the plantation, now was just the mammy cooking the house and made the white race people happy. She taught other women and girls to be concubines, aka Jezebels, and no offense to our sisters, four grandmothers, or great grandmothers, but taught them to be a thought in a way, you know what I mean? How you groom somebody for the white supremacists, okay? And that's what the Jezebel stereotype comes from. Yes, you had folks being violated and they blamed them for the way they look exotic or not, whatever. But you did have women participants. You did have women participants, yes, you did. And so that would make more babies, because the Levi slave master did the one drop rule and did the blood, all that other crap. Was if you have more big babies that considered black on a plantation, they're the next slave. That's why I don't call myself a pure black person, because I'm a multi-racial, because they came in, and like I said, not all mine came from rape. I have fucking grandma was a white woman, okay, after slavery, okay, while my fucking grandma passed for white, okay. But however, my mom's ancestors. However, I'm not, y'all want to hold on to massive ideology and fight racism. It's not gonna go that way, baby. That's why we always lose. Or should I say y'all lose? Now choose to go there. You think that going massive ideology don't make you win? No, it doesn't. Doesn't win. Doesn't. So she just said, "Well, hold on. Let me stop acting a fool. I've been acting a fool. Let me stop. Can you talk to my mama? Because yeah, she's my responsibility. Yes, officer. I understand. I apologize for what I did, acting a fool. But you're not going to disrespect me because call law violation. My mother can do it for violation of the call law violation complaint on you, and wherever the penal code down and where she's at, official oppression." And when you say that to those officers, they get scared because you're talking their language. Okay? See, that's one thing I have an issue with the Black Lives Matter movement. If you care so much about Black Lives Matter, that includes some three bitches, I did go there who was making a scam, you would have taught the protesters the law and teach them what these officers are committing crimes against humanity. When you mention penal codes and put it on your protest sign, it will scare the officers because they know they're in hot water. See, that's the problem. They go after ignorant people, and this young lady, because she ain't grown yet, but she's me, she's adolescent. She's the epitome of being dumb. Not because of her childhood, because someone didn't teach her the law, and somebody who raised her mama, to teach her the law, so she would not act that way, and nor she would not give them any clutter to be abused, because they looking for any damn excuse to abuse you in the name of the law. And you keep on acting a fool, sister, you're going to go through a lot of hell. I'm telling you, okay? One thing that could not be my daughter. I don't believe with kids. I don't believe in that. But I will sit my kid down as soon as they turn before they turn one, because I know the repetition, because the practice of informations. You have to is repeated. Like a commercial, you see it all the time to the point making you want to buy the product. You have to do that with your children. Yes, I'm not a father yet, but if you do it to a dog, you can do it to a child. Okay, I mean, you train your dog how to walk and talk. Okay, they can't talk, but you know what I'm saying, while they walk and be trained, you do it to a child. Okay, because child is learning stage, and it's common sense. I don't understand that, and I take that ideology because I read parental books. And I see people who practice that parental stuff that's not ratchet and toxic 10 times better than those who keep on doing the ratchet, toxic stuff. Okay? So, this thing to the mother, no offense if I did misjudge you. If your daughter got abused, first off, she's not acting a fool, but she got abused by those officers, because I'm gonna trust those officers in the video. Do a color law violation complaint on their bitch asses. Because I don't defend corrupt police officers. I defend good ones. Sadly, the good ones don't get the shine because they're scared if they do tell on a bad officer, they can get set up in a drug sting. For example, if I'm a good officer and I snitch on, which is why I never became a police officer, 5 1, but I said I'll be the one snitching because you're not gonna make me look terrible when I'm on the street because they be blaming you for your shit. If I snitch on the officer for being corrupt and we in a drug sting and we're trying to get a drug dealer and the thug shoots me and they allow me to get shot by a thug because of revenge or they go threaten your family. And this is why suicide on both ends, the good officers usually take that like a stress they gotta deal with and deal with corrupt people within the police department and then to be hush hush and scared